I've been waiting for this day for over 100 days now. Back on January 31st of this year, I planted my potatoes in this metal raised bed from Vego Garden. So most people around the country will plant them in March, but I live in Houston, Texas. So not only does my season start earlier than most people around the country, but it's also longer. So that means I have to start earlier. So I planted two different varieties. I planted a Kennebec, which is a white or yellow potato, and I also planted a Red LaSoda, which is obviously a red potato. So the Kennebec, it's mature between 90 and 110 days, and the Red LaSoda gets mature within 100 to 120 days. So I'm at around like 104, 105 days right now, and my potatoes are starting to die back, so I'm gonna harvest them today. So this, see what I got and garden on. So I also want to mention that these two varieties are determinate varieties. So just like with growing tomatoes, potatoes have indeterminate varieties and determinate varieties. So if you're growing an indeterminate variety potato, if you keep adding soil or hay, whatever medium you're using to grow your potatoes in, they're going to keep producing tubers along that stem line when you keep on burying those potatoes. But since I garden in a small space, I thought that the determinate varieties would do better. Plus, these two varieties, the Red LaSoda and the Kennebec, have been proven to do well in my zone, which is 9B. So if you live in a similar zone, you should try these two varieties as well. But if you want to see the video where I actually plant these potatoes, I'll have a link in the description. But yeah, let's get into and see what I got. And hopefully I got a good harvest of potatoes today. Let's be gentle digging these potatoes up. First one right here. Good sizes so far. Got a bed right there. See one right over here. This one out. Decent size. Another one. So you don't want to forget that you need to cure these for 1 to 2 weeks. And if you find any small potatoes like this, you can save these to save as seed potatoes for either next year, or someone like me, I can maybe potentially do a second potato season in the fall. So if I save these small seed potatoes for the fall, I can grow potatoes again later this year. I know I might seem out of breath right now, but I was at a soil yard yesterday. I made a video on heirloom soil, so go check out that video yet. But I have a lot of allergies, and I think it's just my allergies. Yeah, some people might comment about my weight, but no need to lose weight. But yeah, I'm out of breath because of all the soil and dust I was breathing yesterday. Not necessarily because, I'm just talking. Check that one out. So growing potatoes in Houston is a little more challenging than saying growing potatoes in a slightly cooler zone, because it does get hot quick here. Like I said, it's like May 14th right now, and it's already getting hot. Like yesterday it was in the 90s. So that also means when I cure my potatoes, I'm probably have to try to cure them inside, because I just think it's too hot, even under the patio right now, for these potatoes to cure right. So you're gonna have to use them pretty quickly, or try to cure them inside with maybe like a fan or something. Here's another potato. Try to find all these. Here's a deep one right here. Look at the size of that one. Pretty decent size. Pretty good one. Nice. So one of the things I like to make with homegrown potatoes is like potato soup. I make a really good potato soup. I think I have a video on my channel where a year ago, maybe a year or two ago, I made a potato soup with potatoes I grew. So go check out that video if I still have it. I think it's up on my channel. But if it's there, I'll have a link in the description too. Just trying to, it's like a treasure hunt. I'm trying to find all these potatoes. So make sure you don't wash off all the dirt, because that's going to help the potatoes cure better. Because if you wash this dirt off, your potatoes are going to rot faster and not cure as well. So just leave them with the dirt on. So these are just the Red LaSodas. The Kennebecs are on the other side of the raised bed. Maybe next year I'll try an indeterminate variety if I grow potatoes again next year. But I'll probably switch the bed, because it's not good to grow the same type of plant in the same bed every year. You want to try to do some crop rotation to help reduce the chance of pests and diseases. Decent sized one. So let me know in the comments, if you guys grew your own potatoes, what would be the first thing that you will make with these potatoes? All right, so let's see what we got over here on the Kennebec side. We got a couple right here. They're a little smaller, at least they seem a little smaller to begin with than the Red LaSodas. It's just a green onion. This was just a green onion that I got from the grocery store. Look how big it got already. Here's another couple little Kennebec potatoes. So like I said earlier, you know, I live in Houston, Texas, and growing potatoes in Texas, especially Houston, is more difficult than other cooler parts of the country. So yeah, I'm not gonna have a perfect harvest, but you know what? That's okay. So just enjoy gardening and don't worry about having perfect gardens. Those little ones you can still eat too. You don't have to save them for seeds if you don't want to grow potatoes again, or if you want to grow something different next year. Some decent looking ones on this plant. Look at that. I mean, I have to say that harvesting these potatoes is a lot of work. It's good exercise for anybody that says that gardening isn't exercise. Because if I have people that said go to the gym or do less gardening and go to the gym, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, you know, they obviously have never gardened, because gardening, it is exercise. And you know what? You don't have to go to a gym to get exercise. You can get exercise just by simply going out in your garden and simply doing gardening. Because, you know, there's parts of the world called the Blue Zone where they live to over 100 years old. And all those areas, what they have in common is that they all garden and they all walk. So yeah, gardening is not only good for you, it's healthy, you grow healthy food, but it's good exercise. So go out, garden. It's good for your physical and mental health. I'm a big advocate on mental health, and I really think that gardening improves your mental health, because you're out in nature, you got that vitamin D from the sun, you get an exercise and all of that goodness. I don't see any more. I don't know. They might. I think I buried them a little too deep. So learn from my mistake. I don't think they have to be as deep as I planted them. I think I see one. All right, guys, so that was my potato harvest. Again, I planted Kennebec and Red LaSoda potatoes, which are both determinate potatoes. Hey, but if you found any information in this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more gardening videos. Till next time, I'll catch you on the flip side of the garden. And remember, you don't have to have a perfect harvest. You just have to have fun gardening. So go out, garden, and enjoy the outdoors.